సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. ఫర్ మోర్ అప్డేట్స్ బెల్ ఐకాన్ క్లిక్ చేయండి.
Now we are going to discuss a very important theory, Langevins theory of diamagnetism. Langevins theory of diamagnetism. What is the Langevins theory? The orbital magnetic moment of one electron in the atom gets cancelled by that of an opposite side of magnetic moment. So the sum of magnetic moment is 0. So naturally the electron revolves around the nucleus. The electron revolves around the nucleus. So this is the electron. The electron revolves around the nucleus. This is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. So in this position there are two magnetic moments. One is the clockwise and another is the anti-clockwise. One is the clockwise and another is the anti-clockwise. So the orbital, this is the orbit, this is the orbit, this is the electron. So the electron first of all revolves around its own axis, that is the spin motion. The electron revolves around the nucleus, that is the orbit motion. So in this position the orbital magnetic moment of one electron, the orbital, this is the orbital magnetic moment. The orbital magnetic moment of one electron in the atom gets cancelled. So that magnetic moment is cancelled by of an opposite side of magnetic moment. అంటే దీని అర్థం ఏంటంటే ఇలా ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఒక మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్తో తిరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఇది ఎప్పుడు క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతుందంటే అదే మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్ ఆపోజిట్ డైరెక్షన్లో ఉంటే క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతుంది. సో ద సమ్ ఆఫ్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్ ఈజ్ జీరో. సో ద orbital magnetic moment is cancelled by opposite side of magnetic moment. So the total magnetic moment is 0. That is the Langevin theory of diamagnetism. So the Langevin's theory is the orbital magnetic moment of one electron in the atom gets cancelled by that of an opposite side of మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్. సో ఇలా తిరిగి మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్ క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతుంది ఎప్పుడు, దానికి ఆపోజిట్ సైడ్లో తిరిగే మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్తో. సో వన్ ఈజ్ ద మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్ ఈజ్ ద ప్లస్ అండ్ అనదర్ ఈజ్ ద మైనస్ ఎం. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ద ఆపోజిట్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్. సో ద సమ్ ఆఫ్ టూ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్స్ ఈజ్ 0. This is the Langevin's theory. Langevin's theory is the statement is the orbital magnetic moment of one electron in the atom gets cancelled by that of an opposite side of magnetic moment. So the sum of magnetic moment is 0. Let us consider in the case of one electron moving in a circular orbit around the nucleus. This is the nucleus. The electron moving in a circular orbit around this nucleus. Let m is the mass of electron. E is the charge of electron. Here this is the separated distance, that is the r. R is the radius of orbit. orbit. R is the radius of orbit. Here, so the electron moves, first of all moves in the linear position. This is the v. Here v is the linear velocity. Okay, so the electron starts the moving in the linear position, then it gets the torque, then gain the omega, that is the angular velocity. First of all, the electron starts move the linear position, then after the linear position the electron gets torque, its gain angular velocity. This is the angular velocity, this is the linear velocity. Omega is the angular velocity. So first of all, the electron moving in a circular orbit around the nucleus. So then, due to centrifugal force between electron and nucleus is the balanced. So generally, so the electron moves around the nucleus, at this position electron is the same separated distance, in this position separated the same distance, in this position separated distance, because of the centrifugal force between electron and nucleus is the balanced, First of all, what is the centrifugal force? What is the centrifugal force? What is the centrifugal force? Centrifugal force F equals to mv square upon r. Already we know that mv square upon r. This is the centrifugal force. This equation can be written as F equals to mv square upon r. So r upon r, there is no change in this value. R is cancelled, so that value is the same value. So F equals to mv square r upon r into r square. Okay, already we know that omega equals to, v upon r. Then omega square equals to v square upon r square. So this quantity is in above equation. Omega equals to v square upon r. Already we know that because the linear velocity v equals to r omega, so omega equals to v square upon r. Okay, then omega square equals to v square upon r square. This value is in this equation. So F equals to m v square upon r square, that is the omega square, remaining is the r. So F equals to m omega square r. This is the first equation. According to Langevins theory of diamagnetism, the electron revolves around the nucleus in two type of motions. One is the clockwise direction and another is the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction, because of in diamagnetism the magnetic substances are repulsive to any magnet. So then this is the nucleus, this is the electron revolves with angular velocity, linear velocity, then get angular velocity. So this is the one type of direction, and also another this type of direction, clockwise. This is the clockwise, this is the anti-clockwise. So we applied the diamagnetic field. Of the atom. The electron is moves clockwise and another is anti-clockwise. So in this position, the atom gets some force, that is the BeV. B means magnetic field induction. This is the magnetic field induction or magnetic intensity of magnetic field. So in this position, B is the magnetic field. This is the magnetic field induction or magnetic field. So here E is the charge of electron, V is the velocity. Here this is the BeV force. Okay, so this is the anti-clockwise, this is the clockwise, this is the anti-clockwise. So this type of motion is called Lamer precession. So this is the clockwise, this is the anti-clockwise. This motion is called Lamer precession. Due to Lamer precession, angular velocity is changed. One is the some omega 1 and another is omega 2. So this is the anti-clockwise, this is the clockwise, this is the anti-clockwise. This is the anti-clockwise, this is the clockwise. So this Lamer precession, the angular velocity is changed because clockwise and anti-clockwise. So the centrifugal force equals to centrifugal force absence of magnetic field plus or minus force applied magnetic field. Centrifugal force equals to centrifugal force absence of magnetic field plus or minus. Plus or minus means in the one case regular and another case anti. So clockwise, anti-clockwise, plus or minus force of applied magnetic field. So centrifugal force equals to centrifugal force absence of magnetic field plus or minus force of applied magnetic field. Plus or minus means clockwise and anti-clockwise. So what is the centrifugal force? F equals to m omega square r equals to centrifugal force absence of magnetic field is the F plus or minus force of applied magnetic field is the BeV. So this is the general formula. Centrifugal force mv square or m omega square r equals to centrifugal force absence of magnetic field is the F plus or minus force of applied magnetic field is the BeV. If omega equals to omega 1, then omega 1 is the, let us consider here omega 1 is the anti-clockwise. So in this position m omega 1 square r equals to F minus BeV1. This is the anti-clockwise. So this equation can be written as m omega 1 square r equals to, here F is the centrifugal force absence of magnetic field. General centrifugal force m omega square r minus BeV1. Okay, already we know that V equals to r omega, linear velocity equals to radius into angular velocity. So V equals to r omega, V1 equals to r omega 1 v2 equals to r omega 2. So m omega 1 square r equals to m omega square r minus b e. In the place of v1 we substitute r omega 1. Okay, this equation can be written as m omega 1 square r equals to m omega square r minus b r omega 1. This is the second equation. This is the second equation. This second equation is noted at so this m omega 1 square r equals to m omega square r minus b r omega 1. b r omega 1. Okay. Now here minus sign is the opposite direction. Already we know that then opposite is the anti-clockwise. Now we applied the clockwise. If omega equals to omega 2, this is the clockwise, then m omega 2 square r equals to f plus, this is the clockwise, be v2. Okay, is similarly m omega 2 square r equals to f plus be. In the place of v2 we substitute the r omega 2. Equation can be written as m omega 2 square r equals to f means m omega square r, general equation, plus b r omega 2. This is the third equation. This is the third equation. From second equation minus third equation, second equation is the m omega 1 square r equals to m omega square r minus b r omega 1. b r omega 1. This is the second equation. From 2 minus 3, m omega 1 square r minus m omega 2 square r equals to, so these two are cancelled. Then b r omega 1 minus, so this is the minus, this is the minus, this is the minus, minus b r omega 2. Okay, this equation can be written as mr is the common, omega 1 square minus omega 2 square equals to, this is the minus b r omega 1 minus b r omega 2. Then mr, this equation is same as a square minus b square. A square minus b square is formed as a minus b and a plus b. That means omega 1 minus omega 2 into omega 1 plus omega 2 equals to minus ber common is equals to omega 1 plus omega 2. Here omega 1 plus omega 2 and omega 1 plus omega 2 is the cancelled. Remaining is the mr omega 1 minus omega 2 equals to minus ber. So omega 1 minus omega 2 equals to minus be. Here r is the cancel upon m. Here minus negative sign indicates the change in angular velocity. Here minus sign indicates the change in angular velocity. This is the angular velocity change in angular velocity. This is the angular velocity. So here minus sign indicates the change in angular velocity due to Larmor precision. Larmor precision acts in the clockwise and anti-clockwise. Clockwise and anti-clockwise. So here minus sign indicates the change in angular velocity. If we consider only one electron, say moving clockwise, then change in angular velocity, here mass is m plus m, E1 and E2. If we consider only one electron, say moving clockwise, then change in angular velocity is the same. Only one electron, clockwise electron and anti-clockwise electron. So mass of electron is m. Clockwise plus anti-clockwise, clockwise plus anti-clockwise. So clockwise mass is the m, anti-clockwise mass is the m. So the mass is 2m. Here mass is 2m because same mass once time clockwise moving and another time anti-clockwise moving. So same mass. So m plus m 2m. Mass is the m plus m 2m. So here then therefore omega 1 minus omega 2 equals to minus Be. Here is this is the mass, then mass is the 2m because this clockwise and anti-clockwise. So this is the change in angular momentum. Change in angular momentum is denoted by delta omega equals to minus Be upon 2m. Minus Be upon 2m. Now we have applied the Ampere's law. Ampere's law. According to Ampere's law, the magnetic moment of the electron is given by mu suffix m, that is the magnetic moment, is equals to area into charge of electron into frequency. So that is the area, charge of electron, frequency. So this is the magnetic moment. According to Ampere's law, magnetic moment is the area into charge into frequency. Charge into frequency. So the change in magnetic moment, is the delta mu suffix m. Delta mu suffix m. So here area is the same constant, charge is the same is the constant, change in frequency. Change in frequency. Okay. So this is the magnetic moment, this is the change in magnetic moment. So we observe these two equations. This is the magnetic moment. Magnetic moment is the area into charge into frequency. The change in magnetic moment is the area is the constant, charge is the constant, then change in frequency. So magnetic moment, change in magnetic moment, delta mu suffix m equals to A E delta n. But frequency n equals to formula. So because we know that omega, that we applied the omega and relation between frequency. So but frequency n equals to omega upon 2 pi. Omega upon 2 pi. So delta n equals to, so this is the frequency. The change in frequency equals to delta omega upon 2 pi. So already we know that. So totally change in magnetic moment equals to A E delta n equals to delta omega upon 2 pi. Then A E 1 upon 2 pi. What is the delta omega? Delta omega is the minus BE upon 2m. So this equation can be written as the further simplification. Change in magnetic moment equals to minus AE upon 2 pi minus, not minus, BE upon 2m. So totally minus A B E square, E into E square plus 4 pi m, that is the change in magnetic moment. That is the change in magnetic moment. Here A is the area of the circle. Area of circle A equals to pi r square. Area equals to pi r square. Then the change in magnetic moment delta mu suffix m equals to minus, in the place of A substitute the pi r square into B square upon 4 pi m. So here pi are cancelled. Remaining is the change in magnetic moment delta mu suffix m equals to minus BE square r square upon 4m. This is the fourth equation. This is the fourth equation. This is the change in magnetic moment. This is the change in magnetic moment. The radius of the orbital is divided into 3 components here, because this is the change in magnetic moment. This is the change in magnetic moment. We have to find the here radius, the radius of orbital. This is the r, the radius. We have to find the radius of the orbital. Then here the radius of orbital is divided into 3 components. So this is the nucleus, this is the electron, this is the radius. This radius is divided into 3 components, that is the rx according to x-axis, according to y-axis, according to z-axis. There are 3 components. There are 3 components. This is the origin. So at this time, that is the symmetric form of spherical. Symmetric form of spherical. Then the radius is can be written as r naught square equals to rx square plus ry square plus rz square. So that are suffixes. Okay, then these are all converted into symmetric of spherical. Then this equation can be written as r suffix x square equals to r suffix y square equals to r suffix z square equals to r naught square upon 3. There are 3 components: rx square, ry square, rz square. These are all same, but r naught square upon 3 components. So this is the symmetric form. This is the symmetric form. If the electron revolves around the nucleus with radius r, so in the same position only x and y position, the electron, this is the electron, this is the nucleus. The electron revolves around the nucleus with radius r. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Then r square equals to rx square plus ry square. then r square equals to rx square is the r naught square upon 3, ry square is the r naught square upon 3. So r square equals to 2 r naught square upon 3. This is the radius value. This is the radius value. This value is substituting in the above equation. Then we get delta mu suffix m, that is the change in magnetic moment, equals to minus b square upon 4m, then r square equals to 2 r naught square upon 3. So change in magnetic moment equals to minus e square r naught square upon, in the 2 times 2 3s are 6 m into b. This is the fifth equation. This is the fifth equation. E square r naught square minus 2 is the cancel in 2 times in the 4, 2 3s are 6 m into b. This is the change in magnetic moment. Change in magnetic moment. If the atomic number is z, if the atomic number is z, because let us consider, first of all, let us consider one atom. Electron revolves around the nucleus. That atomic number is z. In the case of n number of electrons in unit volume, so this is the atomic number. This is the atomic number of given atom. This is the atomic number of given atom. In given atom, there are n number of electrons. There are n number of electrons. So the unit volume is Zn. The unit volume is Zn. So the intensity of magnetism of n electrons is given by I equals to minus Zn e square r naught square upon 6m into b. Okay, by Henry law, B equals to mu naught h. B equals to mu naught h. So the intensity I equals to minus Zn e square r naught square upon 6m. Here B is the mu naught h. But we have to find the susceptibility. We have to find the susceptibility is the psi. Psi equals to I upon h. Psi equals to I upon h. So here psi equals to I upon h. What is the I? I is the minus Z n e square r naught square upon 6m mu naught h upon h. Here h is the cancel. Remaining is the psi equals to minus Z n e square r naught square mu naught upon 6m. This is the susceptibility of diamagnetic material. This equation represents Langevin's theory of diamagnetism. So in this equation, mu naught upon 6 is the constant. Mu naught upon 6 is the constant. Psi is proportional to minus z n e square r naught square upon m. So mu naught upon 6 is the constant. So psi is proportional to minus z n e square r naught square upon m. Finally, the diamagnetic susceptibility is directly proportional to atomic number, directly proportional to charge, directly proportional to radius, inversely proportional to mass of electron. This is the Langevin's theory of diamagnetism. This is also Langevin's theory of diamagnetism. It's a very important topic.